What's up, Make Pop Music? It's Austin Hull again here from Austin Hull Audio and Visual, Make Pop Music and full-time music industry. So today I just wanted to bring a quick little production tip, kind of tutorial video for you guys. So I know hip-hop is the new pop, and I know pop is embracing a lot of hip-hop influences. And one of the things that kind of comes along with that is ad-libs, right? So we're hearing it from Migos, we're hearing it from, Travis Scott, we're hearing it from Drake, we're hearing it even starting to hear it in like pop artists, Halsey's doing them, all kinds of stuff. So let's go ahead and talk about today kind of how I process ad-libs and make them just a little bit more fun, take up some space, kind of give your track a little bit of depth. That way it's just not right on top of the vocals. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into my session and I'll show you what we've got. So let's go ahead and take a listen to the song without the ad-libs, right? She was over there. Let's see. It all started with a look, she was over there. She had a man, but now it's done, and all game is fair. Curly had a cutie with a smile that could take your breath. Girl, she had me wheezing like a smoker, trying to take the stairs, and I don't even smoke. And no, it's not a joke, her smile take you higher. Alright. So let's go ahead and let's start working with these ad-libs. So I'm not going to use the ad-libs track I've already done in the mix. Let's call this new ad-libs. And I'm going to want to make sure that I make this a stereo track, right? Because if it's mono, you're only going to be able to mono process it, which means you can't do any widening. All of the delay and reverb will be mono, etc. So even though it's a mono source, we're going to go ahead and do stereo. And I'm going to go ahead and route this to my background vocals bus, right? And then let's go ahead and I'm actually just going to drag this to where it's a little bit more on the grid. Turn on my grid. And then we'll just go ahead and, since we're only going to do the first couple, I'll just go ahead and drag them from right here. So let's go ahead and drag those to the new track, right? So let's hear what we got now. It all started with a look, she was over there. She had a man, but now it's done, and all game is fair. Curly had a cutie with a smile that could take your breath. Cool. So, I mean, as you can tell, that's just, it's just Brian yelling into a microphone, right? So, ad-libs, they're really, really good to fill space, but if you're not careful and you process them wrong, they might sound a bit corny. So, what we want to do is we want to really make sure that we give that some depth, give it some vibe, and just kind of help it sit in with the production, right? So let's go ahead, and the first thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to absolutely squeeze the piss out of it. So we'll go to the Vox setting, and I'm just going to go ahead and drag this way, way up. We'll turn that off so we don't get any of that analog hiss. Yeah. Curly had a cutie, that's my type. Because the last thing you want is like ad-libs to barely be heard, and then all of a sudden just like come in and punch you right in the face. We want everything to be pretty consistent. That way then we can go ahead and process it. So now we've got a really, really compressed signal. Yeah. Cool. Easy peasy, right? So the next thing I'm going to want to do is I'm going to go ahead and add, you know what, instead of adding doubler, because we've used doubler before on here, let's go ahead and add micro shift. I picked it up when it was like 30 bucks for Black Friday or whatever, and I'm really, really digging it. It's replacing doubler about half the time for me. So we'll turn the focus to like, I guess what would be like 1K-ish on here. Yeah. I wish that it kind of had more of a visual graphic right here, but it's okay. So you can tell now we've made that mono. Yeah. Let's see. That's my type. So we're really spreading it out. We're getting some fun stuff now. I'm going to go ahead and drag it down those hills so that we get a little bit of clarity in that middle, right? Now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and saturate it just so it can kind of peek through this mix. So we're going to go ahead. Let's turn the mix on so we can actually start hearing it inside the mix. Yeah. It all started with a look, she was over there. She had a man, but now it's done, and all game is fair. Curly had a cutie with a smile that could. Cool, so now what I want to do is I want to drive back the mix on that a little bit, so let's go ahead and solo it so you can kind of hear it. Yeah. Hot dang! Let's go ahead and de-ess it, just so we're not getting any bright stuff. Hot dang! Drag that a little bit farther down. Hot dang! Yeah.
Cool. So now we've got it widened, we've got some saturation, we've got it pretty ultimately compressed. So now we can go ahead, and this is where I'm going to start adding some delay. So we'll go to H delay, and we'll use it as an insert. So for my ad-libs and stuff, I like doing everything as inserts. I don't really use a lot of sends and stuff for them because I want them to be completely separated from all the other vocals. So we'll go ahead and let's play with a fourth. We're at 130, so a fourth should work pretty fine. And then let's filter out some highs and lows.
Yeah.
Let's actually go to 1/8.
Hot dang!
So now we've got some delay on these.
Yeah. It all started with a look, she was over there.
So now we're gonna want some verb. So let's go to verb suite, and I'm gonna want a big ass verb on this. Big ass verb. So I'm gonna go to hull. We'll go to large hull. I'm gonna drive this up. Yeah, I want something between like 3 and 4 seconds. So let's see how this works. Let's start with this at like 30%. Let's go ahead and take a listen.
Yeah. It all started with a look, she was over.
Cool, so it's a little wet for me right now. One thing I'll say too is I kind of want a little bit of a shorter reverb kind of before that delay. So let's go ahead and let's do like a room. Actually, we'll do something like this. We'll go with...
Over there, she had a man.
Now let's try this.
Yeah. It all started.
Let's drive up this pre-delay on this long reverb just so we can kind of get some separation from that reverb and still at least hear the ad-lib.
Yeah.
And then what we can do is I'm going to want to go ahead and start filtering this out. Because we've added some saturation. We don't want a lot of that body in these.
It all started with a look, she was over there. She had a man, but now it's done.
And then what you can do if you want to go for that like Travis Scott effect is you can go ahead and add auto-tune. I'm actually going to add auto-tune first in the chain. It's not what I wanted to go for this specific song, but we're going to drag the retune speed up, make sure it's set to classic. Let me see, I can't remember what the key of this song was off the top of my head. I want to say it's C major. No, it's G major. So let's go to G major, bada boom. And then I've always got auto-tune first in the chain just because otherwise it's going to go ahead and process all these weird effects and then it gets super kind of artifacty. So let's go ahead and take a listen.
Yeah. Hot dang. That's my type.
There you go.
Miss Fair. Curly had a cutie with a smile that could take your breath. Girl, she had me.
So I'm thinking that the reverb that we're using is kind of getting it a little too distant. It's not really fitting in, so we're going to drag down the dryness, and then we're going to shorten it up just a bit.
She had me wheezing like a smokatron. It all started with a look, she was.
And since we're going ahead and we're going to filter it out, let's saturate this just a bit more. Turn up the mix maybe.
It was over. Yeah. It all started with a look, she was over there. She had a man, but now it's done, and all game is fair. Curly had a cutie with a smile that could take your breath. Girl, she had me wheezing like a smokatron. Yeah.
And I think actually after all of this, I kind of want that fourth delay just to kind of drag it out a little bit. We'll go ahead and filter it.
Hot dang.
Let's see.
Hot dang. She was over there, and she had. It all started with a look, she was over there. Curly had a cutie with a smile that could take your breath. Girl, she had me.
there we go. So I mean, that's really how I'll process my ad-libs. So that's really all they need a lot of the time. Auto-tune if you want that like Travis Scott kind of Migos effect. And then just compress it a ton, micro shift or something like doubler, just something to spread it out and get it out of the way of the main vocal. Then I'll normally like saturate it with something like Saturn or Decapitator or Quadrafuzz or something like that. Then I'll just de-ess it just to make sure we're not getting any harshness from a lot of that saturation and compression. Throw a short reverb on it to kind of spread it a little bit more, kind of give it some depth and some space. Then I've got H delay, just doing a short delay. I think I went with an 1/8 ping pong on this. Yep. And then Verb Suite doing a big, long like hull or a big ass plate or something like that. Filter out the high end and the low end just so it's not sitting right there with the actual vocal. And then throw on one last delay just to kind of give everything some tail and some space. Let's check it though without this cue.
It all started with a look, she was over there. She had
So like after listening, I might back this up a little bit more and open this up a little bit more just so it's not so filtered, because I kind of...
It all started with a look, she was over there.
So I mean, perfect. That's really all it takes for ad-libs. I like to keep ad-libs really simple. Of course, this changes, you know, if the song is more hip-hop or less hip-hop or how many ad-libs you have or what they're saying. It really depends on the vibe, but a lot of the time I like to make sure they're really roomy. I like to spread them out just to get them out of the way of the main vocal. Basically do everything opposite of the main vocal. So like if the song is really, really dry, I like to have a really, really wet ad-lib. If the song is really, really wet, I'll have some dry ad-libs just to kind of cut through. So it's really just like creating that distinction between a main vocal and the harmonies and then your ad-libs and just kind of like your flavor stuff, you know, Flava Flav, you know what it is. But yeah, that's really it. So a lot of the time, just compression, reverb, saturation, delay, get it out of the way, let it have some vibe, let it kind of create this nice like musical bed for the rest of stuff. And that's really all it takes. So that's gonna do it for this video. If you enjoyed the video, please let us know, like it, comment, subscribe. We really appreciate all the support. We will be trying to bring videos twice a week. So we'll be doing production related videos, business related videos. Then we might start mixing in like some entertainment and lifestyle style videos just to kind of break it up, give you guys some content that no other channel is really doing right now. So if you appreciate it, you enjoy it, let us know, like, comment, and subscribe helps. And then also come join our Facebook group. If you're not a part of it, please come join. 18,000 members and growing. It's completely free. You'll meet tons of people. You'll make great connections. You'll have a good time, I promise. Come join it. We'd love to have you, but that's going to be it for this video. We will see you guys next time. Much love, make pop music, and peace out.